things want to grow. So if you just throw seeds in and leave them, they'll just grow and you can eat them.
It's nice to see the seed grow from being a seed into something that you can eat.
I eat, sleep and drink food growing. It's just massive. I love being outdoors.
I spoke about resourcefulness and wanting to grow things that help, as well as that sense of achievement that you get from all my carrots have been eaten.
It's nice to feel like you're able to grow your own food and feed yourself and your family.
Across Scarborough, people are growing food in allotments, schools, private gardens, community gardens, backyards, back alleys and containers. The Good to Grow project, funded through the Yorkshire Policy Innovation Partnership, asked what helps, what gets in the way and what could happen next. We spoke to 60 local people, 30 who grow food and 30 who do not currently grow food. Their insights were both practical and personal. People talked about food, but they also talked about community, memory, confidence, children, health, and pride in place. For many growers, food was only part of the story. Growing also gave people a reason to be outside, a way to meet others, and a sense of achievement.
And it gives me great joy to see things successfully growing that I planted from a seed and tended through to harvest and eating.
I find it really satisfying. I also find it's a really good way of getting over that, oh my goodness, what should I cook? Because it's so much easier just to be able to see what's there and then think, oh, I'll use this for such and such, I quite like that.
So we have a healthy eating project. Once we've mastered the art of growing our own food, we use that food to put into our healthy eating recipes instead of going to the supermarkets to buy our fruits and veggies.
Unfortunately, we live in a society where the stuff that's cheap is not particularly good for your health. And actually, buying a couple of rhubarb plants that's going to last you years and years and years and years is a massive saving. It's just better for you than shop bought stuff.
I think, as Scarborough being a community and a collection of people, growing food is essential to people's mental health, I think, and to their connection with nature. That's the most important thing that growing your own food does. I think it connects you with the soil and with the elements and nature, which is what modern life is built to disconnect people from.
We've got strawberries, which is our number one thing in our house, and the children, my daughters, would literally go to the garden, pick a strawberry and eat it, and that is just the best thing ever.
For me personally, getting outside, getting my hands mucky and watching something grows quite therapeutic.
I don't need a gym subscription because I've got an allotment, basically. They give me health and physical and mental benefits, which you only realise when you actually start doing it.
Like growing your own foods, not just for fun, it should be a food source. Actually use it and see what a difference the taste is.
But our conversations also discovered a gap. Many people like the idea of growing food, but don't currently do so for a number of reasons.
I think had I the space and the time, I would love to commit to grow my own food.
And there's a picture on the family group of the strawberry or the tomato or the carrot. And I get that they must feel like the best thing ever, a sense of accomplishment.
I can see it's very satisfying because I know my husband used to enjoy doing it. So I know it's satisfying growing your own food and it's nice and fresh.
I used to have a garden, but now I have a yard. Other than pots, I don't have anywhere to plant stuff.
I haven't got the space to grow carrots and potatoes, but I've got the space on the countertop to grow some microgreens that I could chuck in my salad.
I don't actually know where to start and like what time of year things need planting, what they actually need. Can they just be outside? Do I need a greenhouse? So I need all that kind of information to be able to start. It's just the time, really. I just don't have time.
The barrier then is not simply lack of interest. It's often lack of space, time, confidence, visible routes in, and practical support.
And it needs to be accessible, I think, to people who don't grow naturally, like they're not naturally passionate about it. So offering another way of people coming in without feeling like, oh no, it's not my area, I'm not welcome there. Opening the doors a bit.
To help moving forwards, I definitely think more community gardening groups, like support groups if you like, or if there's such a thing, there might be, I don't know, such a thing as like a community allotment, where we share it.
When I was in the lucky position of being head of a nursery school with a a nice garden I grew with children. The children will get to eat things they've grown. And I've just got a fairly deep belief that it's really important for children growing up with that experience of getting their hands in the soil. It's the whole growing, composting, exploring the natural world.
We've got a small group of kids who, it's like an after-school club. We come, we grow some stuff. Sometimes it fails, sometimes it survives, sometimes no one wants to eat it. Sometimes they just throw grass at each other. But that's all fun. It's primarily a free after-school club that allows kids and parents the opportunity to have that time and space.
We do segregate everything here, and it'd be nice to bring communities together around food.
What we try to encourage is the idea of somebody coming here, meeting other people, having a chat, having a drink, usually something to eat of some sort, and enjoying being outside.
I think we need to get back to a more sharing mindset.
The gate's always open. If you want to come and you want to sit down and have a chat.
Our conversations also discovered that Scarborough already has knowledge to draw on, including knowledge people bring from different countries and cultures.
I grew up with my grandparents, so we had our vegetable garden. In Romania, in a village, I had my own too, like very small. I was doing more the little onions, I was putting them in, or the little garlics.
In India, the vegetables is different. But here I use my broccoli, carrots, capsicum, bell pepper, pumpkin, butternut squash, courgette, zucchini.
The way that New Zealand was designed is that we all had sections that had growing spaces, and there was more expectation of people growing their own food from New Zealand because it was a colony very distant from the rest of the world, so we don't have like a year-round supply of everything we want. It's very seasonal.
I've learned so much about different vegetables that people grow and eat, and it's blown my mind.
These perspectives matter because community growing is not just about producing food. It's also about sharing skills, stories, and ways of life. Many growers shared a common challenge, the need for people, coordination, and support.
I did have a good group of people who were able to show up every week. The past few sessions I haven't had anyone, and so already that feels quite precarious.
We all have the same problem in volunteers, and that there aren't volunteers. And I totally understand why there aren't volunteers, because people need to work.
I would like to see community gardens in the area of a big enough size and reasonable growing quality so that we can share food growing locally.
One of the hindrances or barriers is getting people on board that you can trust. You know, that they think the same you do and you can all go in the same direction rather than, oh, why are we doing that, why don't we do that, you know.
It's just that confidence building that you're giving people the wings to think, well, actually I know how to do this now.
Scarborough is unlikely ever to be able to feed itself entirely through community growing, and that wasn't most people's motivation.
There'd have to be a huge policy shift and policy intention to make a town self-sufficient in food.
There are so many issues with modern agriculture, but what it's done with yields and the amount of food that we're able to produce by a small number of people, we're not able to replicate that just by everyone growing potatoes. We have to be realistic about what we're setting out to do when we're talking about community growing.
I feel like getting people to a point where I don't have to buy potatoes from the shop. I don't have to buy carrots from the shop. I don't feel like that's particularly unreasonable.
Our interviews pointed towards the need for practical action, more visible community growing spaces, support for schools, better routes into volunteering, shared tools and skills, and easier access to suitable land.
I think community plots of lands that could be accessed and used and supported and grown by willing and voluntary members of the public would be a boon to the food growing in our area.
I just need to do it.
You just need more people on board. It's easier just to go to the supermarket and just buy it, and it's changing people's mindsets, isn't it? Showing how easy it actually is to grow your own vegetables.
No one expects everyone to suddenly become expert growers, but we could make it easier for more people to give growing a go in ways that fit their lives.
It keeps me sane.
It tastes so much nicer.
If you're growing your own, you know what goes into it.
I think it is quite important, especially nowadays.
Education's a big part.
It's well worthwhile because you can actually see it and taste it.
If more people are growing, it obviously makes us more resilient.
Scarborough already has the knowledge, enthusiasm and community spirit needed to grow more food. The opportunity now is to make growing food easier to take part in, easier to support, and more valued by all of us.
It tastes so much better than anything you buy in the shops now.
Delicious. And I have another. Can you find me another?